In 2005, 9-year-old Jessica Lunsford in Florida was abducted, sexually assaulted, and murdered by a man named John Cooey. John Cooey already had a previous conviction for exposing himself to a 5-year-old girl in 1991. And as a result of what happened to Jessica, Florida passed what is known as Jessica's Law. Some of those stipulations include that sex offenders must spend at least 25 years in jail and must wear a lifetime ankle monitor. And California has since adopted a version of Jessica's Law. And one of California's stipulations was that sex offenders may not live within 2,000 feet of a school or a park. So it was a step in the right direction. Well, that was until 2015 when the powers that be in California ruled that the blanket application of this law was unconstitutional. And do you know who was instrumental in this ruling? The Attorney General at the time, Kamala Harris, aka our current VP. She believed this would do more to keep sex offenders homeless than actually help children. Now, they do say that they can apply it on a case-by-case basis, but I believe that this ruling by Kamala Harris has done more harm than good, and we're going to talk about somebody who shows that. But before we do, make sure that you like this video, comment on this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and hit that notification bell. Recently, a video has been making the rounds online. It depicts 45-year-old Adam Moore from San Francisco selling fentanyl to kids in the middle school across the street. Now, this man has a previous conviction for molesting a 12-year-old, and within a month of his release from prison, he was accused of having sex with a 15-year-old. Now, that one hasn't been proven, but he has been arrested 5 times for failure to register as a sex offender. And anybody who doesn't want to comply with the terms of their release is a menace to society and has no intention of rehabilitating themselves. Now, he has paid the price since, because he is now homeless, but that didn't stop him from preying on little kids. Now, I want to show you this video because the callousness and the shamelessness of this man will blow your mind. Roll the clip.
Were you giving away fentanyl? Was that just a joke?
No, it's not a joke.
46-year-old Adam Moore tells me he has lived on the sidewalk across the street from Stella Maris Academy for more than 2 years, and that his sign offering free fentanyl for new users is no joke. Moore says he's just passing on the drugs that other people give him in exchange for blankets and supplies he provides.
Or they give me some of the drugs that they have, which I don't do.
You're exposing grade school kids to this.
Mm-hmm.
This is not right. You know that.
No.
This guy doesn't care.
I mean, the kids come out of the school and they see this?
Yeah, I only live by 2 rules. Be kind to others and make it look easy for children.
The Richmond District Police Captain told me they recently tried an undercover sting on Moore, but he didn't have any drugs at the time. However, it's his past that's led to some concerns. Moore is on the Megan's Law website for lewd and lascivious acts with a child under the age of 14.
I was innocent of all of the charges that I've been accused of, convicted of.
Moore is apparently not considered a high-risk offender, so he does not have to follow the rule to stay 2,000 feet away from any school.
Sheesh, what a sociopath. Clearly he doesn't regret his actions. And he talks about being kind to people. I mean, were you kind to the 12-year-old that you molested? Are you being kind to the kids that you're selling a lethal drug to? No, you're just full of it. He says he isn't a high-risk offender, but there's so much evidence to the contrary. Now, eventually he was arrested for creating a public nuisance and for violating probation, but none of it was related to preying on little kids. It was related to a stay-away order he had with the local fire station for camping near their entrance. And during his arrest, he had a medical complaint in which he was sent to the hospital instead because police decided to delay pursuing his probation violation. And now he's right back to the beloved spot by the school he was at before. So really, there was no punishment for him. And also, parents have tried to have him removed, but to no avail.
I'm not leaving!
Craig Chamberlain said on X, "Imagine a justice system rendered so impotent that it cannot arrest an alleged sexual predator selling a deadly drug across the street from a school full of children. This is a true short story about California." James Hartline said on X, "It's San Francisco. I'm surprised the school didn't invite him in to read to first graders during drag queen reading hour." Newsom does seem to care more about protecting these kind of people than protecting children. In 2020, California passed Bill SB 145, which states that you don't have to register as a sex offender if the minor was less than 10 years younger than you. Which to me, what is 10 years? If you're 21 and the person is 12, you're still doing something illegal, you're in a position of power, and you know that wrong is wrong. And when you loosen the reins on behavior like this, all you're really doing is sending the message that it might just result in a slap on the wrist. And when it comes to parents, they should absolutely know that there's a sex offender in the area because it will help them do their job better and protect their children. Speaking of which, Dan Noyes, an investigative journalist from the first clip, grilled Adam Moore on parental rights in respect to what Adam was doing. Let's watch the clip.
I think they violate my rights and nobody cares. They violate my rights and there's no recourse. They violate my rights and there's no accountability. We have a First Amendment right to say whatever I want, and it's still conform or die.
What about the rights for parents to protect their children and to be free from...
That's all make-believe.
It's make-believe.
Yeah, that's make-believe. If you pass a law that discriminates against anybody for any reason, it's bullshit. You're fake.
A sex offender across the street from a school. That's bull?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Show me the meth you have.
I don't have any.
As a parent, I'd be angry if some guy's out there giving away fentanyl to first-time users as my grade school kids walking in and out, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. They're impressionable, man. You know that.
Okay.
I mean, there's no way that you
So tell me it's not happening.
Of course, but to throw it in their faces.
So everybody's having a problem with the appearance. That's a toddler reaction. That's an object permanence reaction. Everybody who's flipping out is proving they're a toddler because when they can't see it, they're not upset. Well, they have object permanence issues.
You're exposing their kids to something that they aren't exposed to.
I'm exposing the adults as toddlers with object permanence issues. You guys.
So first, he calls parental rights bullcrap and then proceeds to gaslight parents as having object permanence issues. Yep, this is clearly somebody that needs compassion. Somebody commented on X saying, "Okay, I need to say something. I've met Adam doing outreach work on the street and he is cool as He was doing mutual aid and setting up showers for people living on the street and other services. He had a full-on food shelf in his tent. What ABC, Dan Noyes, and SF Standard are engaged in here is a campaign of demonization of the homeless, and they are trying to use Adam as a stand-in for all homeless. I never heard anything about what Adam was convicted of himself when he was a teenager. I know he's autistic, and I know him to be a good person in the present." Okay, first of all, nobody's saying that all homeless people are deviants. Some are a victim of their circumstances, but Adam wasn't. And granted, he was 19 when he committed the crime. And for argument's sake, let's say he deserves a little bit of grace. Even after that, he was arrested 5 more times for failure to register as a sex offender. And now here he is selling fentanyl to kids on the street. It's clear this guy does not want to change his life for the better, because if he did, there would be remorse. But there isn't. Which should teach us a few things. That one, we're living in the middle of a Zeno's paradox, which is essentially the idea that the closer you get to something, the further away you actually are. We've geared so much towards people's feelings and not hurting them that they oftentimes trump facts and logic. And so we're becoming so progressive that we're getting regressive. And it's enabling people like Adam, who feel that they're the victim and that we should feel sorry for them. These days, we're expected to have endless empathy for those around us, regardless of the terrible things that they've done. And don't get me wrong, having a level of empathy is important because it allows us to see from their point of view. But if we keep on giving and giving to people like this, when they've made their intentions clear that they want to cause harm in this world, it will devoid us of any backbone that we have to put our foot down when wrong is wrong. So the next time you hear that you need to have endless empathy for the people around you, call that crap out, because that sort of mindset will kill the moral fabric of society. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're new to this channel, watch some of these videos. Also, feel free to follow me on social media. Until next time.